I hope you're doing well today. I want to welcome you to my garden, Tika's Gardens. And today I'm just kind of sitting here on the patio because I got something in the mail and I have some flowers that I'm going to be planting. And so I'm just going to show you what I have before I get started planting. I have some hanging baskets. I have faux hanging basket plants right now where I plan to put this along the garage, but I thought I might go ahead, in spite of what I've said a few videos back in the winter that I would just stick with faux. I'm going to give it a shot with some live plants because I have this self-watering planter. As you can see, the hole is right there. It says that this is made of resin, and it definitely, you definitely can't bend it. It does look like plastic, kind of feels like plastic, but it is definitely sturdy. It is from a line called Easy Grow, and they have multiple colors. I got black, and I'm going to show you the inside. It's got this rope chain. This is the inside. This comes up. This is where the water, it comes in. As you can see, that's the water chamber down there. These are wicking strips where the water absorbs up into the strips, up into this, and makes the soil moist. Of course, it also has these slats that you can see for water to go through, but you just kind of, as you can see, there's the hole right there. You just sit it in, and there are slots that it sits on. So I have 2 of them, and they will go on the garage. Like I said, I'm gonna give some live plants a shot this year. After my first year in the house, I gave up because they kept dying. They just needed, I guess, more water than what I was giving them. I don't know. I had not had that kind of bad luck with hanging baskets before, but this is, it's Texas, it's hot, probably too much for it, and I wasn't doing enough watering. That's my guess. But nonetheless, I'm gonna give some live plants a shot, and so I've got new hanging baskets with the self-watering features. So my hope is that with the roots, receiving, constant water at hopefully the rate that the plant needs, that I'll have better success. So we're gonna give these a shot. So that's the first thing. The other thing is, let's see, I've got some more plants. So I have first this really pretty verbena, and it is called Lascar Mango Orange. And so I think if you look at those flowers, there we go. Those flowers have such a pretty color on the picture, and in life, though, in real life, they're like a little bit deeper, richer in color. I like that color. It's kind of a pink, a coral. It's an orange with a little pink undertone to it. So that's that. I have a jewel pink salvia, which is the same thing as what I have actually right here behind me. I'll show you. So I'll have 2 kind of flanking that purple verbena back there. To fill in the spot where I was supposed to have a dark pink vinca and it turned out red, I got 1 vinca to fill in that spot. And then I have this, which is called Love and Wishes. It is a salvia. It is a perennial salvia, and look at how pretty that is. That's really pretty. So I have that, and then I have a graffiti apple blossom pentis. this is what it's supposed to look like. It's gonna be a really nice, pretty pink pentas. So that's what I have here. And then I have some medicinal herbs. So the first one that I have is called Vicks plant. And it is actually a succulent. It has really fuzzy, soft leaves. And Vicks plant is what Vicks Vapor Rub is named after. So it is that in itself should tell you what it is for. You can squeeze the leaves and an oil will come out of it. Tika's always into something. Oh goodness. But you squeeze the leaves and like a menthol type oil comes out of it. And it's good for if you are congested and things like that. Guys, I had to stop and check on what my little baby kitty cat is doing. She's a sweetheart, but she's also a true hunter. It's in her nature. But anyway, I was saying in regards to the Vicks plant, you know, Vicks Vapor Rub is named after this plant, which tells you what it's for. It is a traditional herb used for many years in the past for helping to relieve congestion and colds and things like that. So that's one. And the second one is called a common tansy. Now this plant I won't be putting in the ground. I'm going to put in a pot because it can be invasive, I learned. It if you have pets, also keep that in mind because it can be poisonous to pets if consumed in large amounts. Also poisonous to humans if consumed in large amounts. It has these fern-like leaves and these pretty yellow flowers, almost like a yarrow in appearance. And it can grow up to, well, it can grow 3 to 5 feet tall. Some species can grow up to 6 feet. This one, it says 3 to 5 feet. And this is also traditionally used for anything from nausea to congestion to stomach aches. So, you know, it is, I like to have medicinal plants, as I've mentioned before, and I have things kind of stuck throughout the garden that I don't typically highlight too much. But I did get these, and like I said, this one, if you have pets, I would say no. You know, if you know that your pets like to just chew on pretty much anything, because whether human or animal consumed in large amounts, it is toxic. And you know, it could expire you in large amounts. So if you were to use this medicinally, I did look it up. It's used in tinctures, and you can like boil it in water or whatever, but it would have to be in very small amounts. And I also learned from reading about this that this plant is actually used in some of the medicines on the market right now. So this is one that you really want, you know, you don't want to dive into if you're not comfortable, you know, with these kinds of things. I like medicinal plants and herbs and things like that. That is something that, you know, we do have kind of incorporated into our personal lifestyle. I've never used this. I'm going to learn more about it before as far as how much of it to use and things, before I actually do something with it. But even if I never do anything with it in the pot, it looks like these flowers are so pretty. So I think that it would just in appearance give the look of a fern when it's not in bloom, and give the look of yarrow style blooms when it is in bloom. So I think it could be a nice plant in a pot. And Tika, outside of the catnip that I put in the garden, she very rarely chews on anything other than my grasses, my purple fountain grass and my liriope grass. Everything else she just doesn't touch. So I shouldn't have to worry about this with her. So that's all of my plants that I'm going to be planting, either in a pot, which is going to be the common tansy, or in ground. This is going to go among the flowers that I've purchased here. And this Vicks plant is just a little known fact that Vicks Vapor Rub is named after the Vicks plant. So we're putting those in, and we'll eventually get to these hanging baskets, and I'll see how my hanging basket luck goes this year. Cross my fingers. But let's get started planting and get these in the ground, and let me show you where things are going to be going. Okay guys, so this empty spot right here, so just put in perspective, this is where I just did the boxwood hedge, and this is the section that runs behind the chairs and that you see as soon as you come in the gate. And this empty spot here is where those plants are going to be going. And the Vicks plant and the salvias and the verbena, they're all gonna go here. And I do want to leave some room so that this loropetalum has room to kind of grow and spread, because it got overtaken last year by Rudbeckia and Echinacea and Angelonia, and that's why it's small. It didn't have like the room to grow. So I want to leave room for it to grow, so I'm just going to kind of keep those plants kind of more focused up here in the front, leaving room for that loropetalum in the back. So then we're going to head over here so you can see where this vinca is going to go. Right here is where I had to pull up the vinca that ended up being red, so I'm going to stick that deep pink one right in that spot, which is right in front of the iceberg rose at the entrance to the vegetable garden. So that is what we're going to do today, guys. So let me go get my trowel and everything, and let's get started planting. Okay guys, so this is the layout that I think I'm going to do. I have the verbena here. I have this Vicks plant here. I have the pink pentas there, the purple salvia there, and the pink salvia here flanking this purple verbena, and here's the other pink salvia right there, as you can see. So I'm gonna have this area laid out like that. So let's get things in the ground. All right, guys, so everything is in the ground, so let's take a quick look and see what it looks like. So here we are. We have, as you can see right here, the verbena. We have the Vicks plant. We have the pink salvia right there. The purple salvia there, and the pink pentas there. And everything except the pentas are perennials, and based on what our winters are like, the pentas could come back. So that's that. Now let's head over to where the entrance here is to the vegetable garden, and here is where the pink is. And if I come to this side, you can get a good look from this angle and see the collection of pinks over there as well, and here along the border there. So we have most of the flowers in here in the backyard, and I have various shades of pink. This seems like a pink year for me. Last year apparently was a yellow year for me. But the bedroom garden will always be red, or at least that's the plan. Alright guys, well that is it for today. Just a quick video showing you what I got in the mail, what new plants I have, and getting those in the ground so I can get ready for mulch. So I want to thank you for gardening with me today, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!